As someone who's been a longtime viewer of Doctor Who, it's always been one of the most progressive, inclusive shows out there. And for me, as a young queer person growing up in the early 2010s and seeing a lot of queer baiting, it was nice to see some canon LGBTQ+ characters on screen. The most memorable being Captain Jack, who I have to say is probably one of my favorite characters on Doctor Who ever. He was so well written and they didn't ever shy away from who he was as a character. Not only that, the Doctor as a character has been written as a gender fluid person, which I know a lot of people have problems with. So it really is a surprise to me that everyone, and I mean everyone, is hating on the 60th special. That's not to say that I didn't have my problems with it either. Not gonna lie, there were certain things that were kind of jarring for me, specifically the intro. It felt a bit odd, and I definitely wasn't expecting like a fourth wall breaking, especially in the Doctor Who universe. But everyone seems to be freaking out about the character Rose Noble and making her transness a whole plot for the first episode of the 60th special. Now, to preface this, I am a trans non-binary person who genuinely loves seeing trans characters in media. And I was super excited when I heard that Yasmin Finley was going to be playing Donna's daughter. I loved her character in Heartstopper and thought she'd do a great job in the Doctor Who universe. And knowing that Tennant and Catherine Tate were coming back, I was also really hyped about that. They're my favorite Doctor companion duo, and their chemistry during their run was amazing. I know the actors have worked together in other projects over the years, so seeing them back as the Doctor and Donna and seeing them interact was just super intriguing to me. However, after the episode came out, a lot of people were complaining about it. There have been countless articles and YouTube reviews that have been coming out over the past week complaining all about one thing: Yasmin's character Rose, and the ludicrous BS being added to the episode in reference to a trans character and storyline being an integral part of the narrative, considering it woke propaganda. Here are some of my personal favorite things being said by the people who seem to be a little too hurt by this. I think that these fans are honestly forgetting that Doctor Who has been this way since the beginning. Over the course of its runtime, the series has explored social issues such as racism, sexism, and sexuality with its characters and storylines. I think one of the best examples of this is the character Martha. Now, I know a lot of people during her run didn't like her at all, and not gonna lie, I think it was mostly because she was getting in between a lot of fans' Ten and Rose ship. But let's not talk about that right now. We saw her navigate traveling through time and space as a Black woman. I think that perspective was very necessary while she was on the show. And I really think that when people look back at this special, they'll think the same thing. Now, this is not to say that I think that the first episode of the 60th special was perfect. Yes, even I can admit there were times when it was a little bit cringy, even for me. And I really didn't get the whole male presenting Doctor wouldn't understand and a female one could just let go of the Time Lord energy, but that's just me. But as a trans person watching it, it really was nice to see that the writers were at least trying to get a trans experience out there. We got to see Rose deal with transphobia, Donna and her mom talk about how to make things more comfortable for Rose, see Rose have supportive parents who love her, and in the end, she helped save Donna's life. Wonderful to see something that so many people view as weird or unnatural being shown in a positive way and really being an integral part of the storyline. It's such an important thing for people to see a trans character on screen, and even more important for trans people to see themselves on screen. Do I think this was the best rep we could have gotten? No, I don't. I would have loved to see more of Rose's character outside of just her transness. She did have a toy making hobby, which I thought was really cute, but damn, I really would have loved to see so much more about her and learned so much more about her as a character. I definitely think they could have benefited from having a trans writer being on staff to kind of help flesh out Rose's character just a bit more and not have it feel like a kind of stereotype of what cis people think that trans people act like. But I know that's not what people are complaining about. That's just what I'm complaining about right now. I know that those fans don't want any trans rep, and I'm over here like, I want better trans rep. I personally think that the people who are complaining about Doctor Who being too woke for adding Rose as a character and making her transness such a big part of the plot really need to go back and watch the whole show over again. It's always been woke, and I really feel like they're not watching the same show that I've been watching. These fans need to remember that Doctor Who has and always will be a show that pushes progressive plot lines. It's one of the reasons so many people have enjoyed it for as long as we have, and it's so crucial to be seeing more queer stories in shows this old because it lets us, the viewer, know that writers are still keeping up with the times, even if there's still a little bit to go with getting the rep right. Thank you so much for watching this video. Let me know what your thoughts are on the 60th special in the comments down below. Overall, I did like it. I loved seeing the Doctor and Donna back together. I thought the Meep was great. And I definitely want a plushie for Christmas this year. I did like Rose as a character, but I wanted her a little bit more fleshed out. But let me know what your thoughts are. Maybe I'm wrong. And if you want to see me do more fandom related content, let me know in the comments down below as well. Thank you so much for watching again, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!